This really is a success story this year because beans love water. You can never give them enough water. And as soon as it's poured down, I think we've had something like 18 inches since July. So seeing as they love water, they've done really, really well. And let's have a look in here. Now, beans are really useful because you can have wonderful coloured salads by just chopping this thing up, slicing it, not even bothering to opening the pod. But we're going to open this pod to see what's inside. And the beans are not quite there, but fantastic. Oops. Fantastic beans. Now these are full of vitamins and are really gorgeous. Now you can keep these in lots and lots of different ways. First of all, you can keep them, just dry them out. Put them in a jar where it's nice and dry. I like to put a bit of tissue paper in the bottom, a bit of kitchen roll, to absorb any kind of moisture once they've dried out. And then you can just use them in the pan. But once they've dried out, you can also bring them back to life again by just storing them for next year and using them as seeds. I like to save some of the best pods for next year simply because I've got some of the thing that was last year's. It's kind of an earthy feeling that you get from it. But every 2 or 3 years, I make sure that I start with new, fresh, ready-grown material. I buy some seeds. Now, these are fantastic because on the bottom side of it, you can see a kind of a wound where it was joined to the side, and that's where it's going to take in water, having been dried out. It's called a micropile. And so you can dry these seeds in an envelope, leave them alone. Next year, they'll be perfectly fine. Some people leave them on and let them dry out and dry out and dry out and dry out on the vine. I don't like to do that because I've had some years when they've become infected by fungal infections and the germination isn't so fantastic next year. But I want to show you from the bottom to the top so you can see the succession of how this thing has been productive, because it really, really has been fantastically productive. Down the bottom here we've got bright red pods, and they're really, really full, ready for taking off. And as you go up the plant, we've got less bright red pods, not quite so full. The higher you go up, we've even got new pods. This one's caught hold of the apple tree and it's growing all the way up there. So we're going to leave this, we're going to let it do its business until probably November, and then finally take the whole thing out, prepare the bed for next year.